Let's see what we've got for ourselves. As in the top right corner of the map, the blue Protoss player representing no team at all, because he actually just got dropped by Twisted Minds, I believe. It is going to be herO in the top right corner of Tokamak. Bottom left-hand side of Tokamak, our red Terran player here is ByuN, as we take ourselves into the opening game of the day, the opening match of the playoffs. Of course, a lot of money on the line, $5,000 in total. That is spread across more than just the top 8 players. Everyone that participates in this event actually does earn prize money, as I just realized I'm not on TL, so give me a second. Yeah, everyone who participates in this event does take home prize money. First place prize will be $1,300. Obviously scales down from them. Being in the top 8 is $200 guaranteed. So every series you win is at least plus $50 for the first one, and then a plus 100 and more for every series you win after that. So this is where the stakes really start kind of, getting a little bit higher. And of course, the top 2 players get themselves a seeded start in the WardiTV 2025 Championship that bypasses the group stages. It puts you straight into the championship bracket as we look to crown the champ of 2025. So that's obviously kind of up for grabs as well. We already have one player in these playoffs that already has that kind of locked in, and that is MaxPax, as he came in the top of the European League. So again, that win in the European League obviously gave him that qualification, and we'll have more given out in the Korean Royale and also the Fall Frenzy. And then we'll have 8 players seeded into the championship bracket and 8 slots up for grabs throughout the group stages and the qualification process of the 2025 championship as well. So we got a lot of stuff on the line, because like I say, it's not just about this tournament here. Again, guaranteed playoffs in the in the next tournament as well. It's I don't know what top 8's going to be necessarily, or top 16's going to be necessarily, but you're probably talking about at least plus $150 guaranteed or something, which, don't get me wrong, is nothing, but it also is that chance for then every series you play to be worth that much more money. That part is not guaranteed, although, you would have to go through the group stages to get there, so just bypassing that and giving yourself an easier time by having participated in the earlier WardiTV events goes a long way. All of our events do interconnect. No game sounds. Oh, sorry guys, I have it, I have the sound muted to stream, but I could still hear it, so apologies. I just have it, I had it like that because I was doing a couple of things while the stream was introing, so just didn't want you guys to hear me messing around, and then forgot to turn it off, because to me, I hear the game sounds, I hear everything just working normally, so apologies. Thank you for hitting me up with that. One of the few times Twitch shouts game sounds, it's actually correct. Yeah, usually it's when we're watching someone stream and they're casting as well, right? So you can't realistically put them on, but this time, it was A-okay. Gateway dropping down the Twilight Council building, as we just have ourselves a few moments of settling into this game number 1. I'm excited to see what happens on Tokamak. Not really expecting anything in particular. Center coming about, just going to hallucinate the Phoenix out down to the bottom left-hand side. I'm excited to see that kind of moving along. Let's have DJ Crispy, how you doing? Happy Sunday to you. Good to see you. See the Cyclone locking on, hallucination will go down, a few Marines gather over, and the medevac will boost out to the front. We've seen that medevac is going to go chilling out over the other side, then it's just going to go on a little bit of a wander. We do have ByuN looking to apply some pressure in these early stages. That's the medevac. That's going to boost through. A couple of Widow Mines are ready to drop off, and obviously see what herO's defense is like, but Zelda Stalker's in position. No blink, as we just played the Twilight Council into a Templar Archives and charge, then finishing up. So we are going to have that charge online. That doesn't necessarily help against this mine drop as much as the Stalker's having blink would, and that first mine actually looked fairly dangerous. Going to actually let that second one go off and get a Zealot low. Stalkers will not be able to be close enough to get rid of the medevac. It's one of the costliness or the costly parts of kind of playing the charge opening here, as again that medevac is going to be a little bit deadlier, simply for the fact that you can't stop it as easily. So deadly by lack of or deadly through lack of defense, I suppose. Just see the few stalkers still gathering together for a couple of moments. So we really do just sit down, settle down. There's actually a few units going across through the center, but that's going to be a couple of zealots that just run into the rest of this army. This is the kind of push you would not expect to really work for ByuN, because we are playing against a charge opening. These charge openings are meant to defend against this kind of thing, but ByuN is pushing across the map anyway, despite knowing that charge is online. So ByuN is going to try and make this happen. It's going to have the Marines, the Banshee firing through there as the pylon taking some shots. A couple of tanks get sieged up. 7 probes went down. The wooden mine drop that came back into the main base, by the way, and so herO's just out of position. Third Nexus will get cancelled, and ByuN gets off to a stellar start at the beginning of this game and this series. This really was great. Just again, that wooden mine drop back into the main, actually got a big probe connection. herO panicking as he's also taking damage out at the front at the same time and not dealing well in those moments of panic. This is a rare moment where herO actually kind of gets caught off a little bit. Now we're going to see herO catching this army coming back, but there's still not that many zealots. The tanks get sieged. There is Storm available now, which is maybe a big deal breaker, especially if you eat the Storm on every single Marine. Oh man, I was literally about to say, but Storm probably can't even get much of a fight going here if ByuN just retreats away. He's done good damage and he's getting out alive, and then he lost every single Marine to that first Storm. Absolutely brutal. The Marines don't have stims, they're not fast moving, so splitting out that Storm is slow, and ByuN was just kind of wandering inside of it for a while. This means this army gets cleaned up. The medevac will evacuate what it can, but the reality is that this was expensive. The double Banshee will show up and forces the recall, and we'll get a few probes, and with no blink done, obviously chasing down those Banshees will continue to be a challenge for the foreseeable future, so Banshees will just go in and continue to take down some workers, a few more workers dropping already, and just being able to knock those out of the way. Stimpak and +1 coming up as well, and we just go from there. Some more units still heading down the bottom. Couple Vikings, Marines, and Marauders coming through. The +1 attack and Stimpak continue to come by. Just going to see the Banshee trying to get the probes. Not quite able to just yet as the couple of SCVs go down in the center. The Stalkers still gather up. This one SCV heads down the bottom. Again, Stimpak and +1 building through. The rest of the army gathering. The Templars will begin to move out. Ghost Academy building in. Bunker again about halfway done. Still got medevacs building through. Marine Marauder online. Our army of herO continues to head down through the center of the map to the bottom side of this. Observer will continue through. And Order Command wants to get set up right there as well. It's just going to try and get that right down into position. To get that third base set up. Again, it was still not a bad start from ByuN in this game. It's just losing that army really takes away any momentum you might have been able to follow up with, and any kind of punch you might have been able to reserve for the next attack. Because now, fourth base comes up, and what does ByuN do? And he sat back at home. Like I say, he's done good damage. He was not on a great work account. He just could have had more units to go along with all of this, and that truly is just kind of the standout, not even necessarily the problem, it's just the standout missed opportunity. Like, it's not a problem because he's still fine in the game. He's still leading. I would say even. It's just, opportunity. When you're playing like someone like herO in this matchup right now, you kind of need to take every single chance you get. And this so far has not been, taking every chance you get, because you let it slip away with that Storm on all those Marines and not getting that army back away. That obviously really adds up against you, so a little bit tough for sure. Prism all the way back to the upper right-hand side. Observers setting up, gateways and the forge come through, a couple of cannons will produce, and the cloaking coming up on the Ghost Academy is a little bit more Marine Marauder, builds on in. Just see 2 more cannons building up, the armory on the way down, so we got ourselves ready for the next set of upgrades too, as ByuN sets to go into 2-2 directly. Will be pretty fast upgrades from herO, +1 done, and now 2-1 of his own starting up, so it takes the lead there. As the Sensor Tower comes to the front, and ByuN clearly with Ghosts out, and just in general looking to play kind of a longer game with the setup now. Understand this game's probably not going to end super soon, so get the Sensor Towers down, get everything else settled in. It's going to be a little scan ahead, see what you're attacking into potentially as you chase down some Zealots. And then we just pull back for another few moments. The army still just gathers on in. Again, 3 more barracks on the way. Armory and the starport building as we speak. We got the cloaking finishing very shortly. And that one zealot continues to come around. Just finds a marine over on the side. Runs him to the front. And is going to get blasted by a siege tank. Just because the zealot was there. And otherwise a few stalkers will get down to business. Working their way through a set of rocks and trying to open up the space on the map once more. So Malcolm's just going to knock those rocks down again, take that out, open up that little bit of space here. You like to see it. As you have the Bioforce actually take a stim around the right side. I imagine if ByuN his main approach in this game is likely going to be one of kind of splitting the army and trying to attack multiple sides and directions at a time, trying to split up that Protoss army in doing so. I had to guess that would probably be the go-to kind of plan, as a few zealots charge on in. The storm coming down, a little bit of bio coming about, Pylon taking some damage, and just have 3-2 upgrades coming around, 2-2 upgrades coming up as well. Tempests producing 3 Tempests coming up all at once right now. Just bring that all in. A little bit of this army getting caught, as we're actually going to see ByuN trying to retreat away, but he retreats into those storms. The High Templars were a moment or two late at being dealt with, and that means that ByuN kind of misses the opportunity a little bit. It really lets his opponent kind of get in there and see some success. Now we've got herO continue to chase this army down. Still having a look to see if he can get anything more done. I think ByuN might be far enough away at this stage to just have gotten out of here, though. And to make this a little bit more A-okay. The army going to relocate back around over to the left side. So try and bring this across. And obviously herO taking a good fight. And a lot of ByuN's army low. herO should be looking at another base node. Like, typically in this sort of state of the game, the Pro starts to expand en masse. I think a 5th Nexus can come down here. Like, I understand herO was obviously delayed early in this game. He had actually, he had taken a lot of damage. Pyrrha's definitely playing from a deficit, and that might slow his initial kind of setup onto extra bases. But this is the moment. You've got map control. You don't have tons of money in the bank, but you don't need it. Just start up one Nexus and just let that start being the extent of your empire, building up from there. I think is generally an absolutely fine way to approach this. The bio is going to stim in and is going to go in after a couple of those units. And with the EMPs coming down, might even be able to chase the Tempest. The Vikings trying to get some shots off. One Tempest will fall. So we see, honestly, pretty decent damage being done here by ByuN, who continues to press up. The Immortal and the Stalkers keep on going down. ByuN is winning this fight as herO has chased a little bit too haphazardly across to the other side and did not have a retreat ready. Now he's going to have to try and get this Tempest out of here. Tempest going to make the most of it and try and target front down whatever they can. There's only a few Marines in this army, so one Tempest falls and that will be it. It's obviously not a lot. Could have been a whole lot more if there was some more Marines here. And the Tempest is actually still bullying. ByuN doesn't have enough to stop this from happening. And isn't that just a little bit crazy as the Tempest turn back the other way? That really is a little bit crazy as well, for sure. Holy. It's kind of a wild time coming through right here, at the moment. That Bioforce gathers in together. I'm just going to be seeing the Mothership +3 attack coming through as well. A little bit of everything on the way. Just going to be seeing the CC finishing morphing into the Planetary Fortress out on the low ground. Probe gets taken down. Just going to be seeing the Storm coming through. The Ghost taking some damage. Pressing forward. ByuN nearly getting the Prism as well. Again, the Tempest is the one thing we don't have a great answer to just yet. The Viking count not high enough to truly fight this so far. Bio has to pull back. The Ghost will gather. I'm just going to be seeing the Vikings still over the head. The Mothership about to complete. Colossus and the Extended Thermal Lance coming in. We got the 3-3 upgrades and the +2 ship weapons online as well over these next few moments. And that should only help with the one problem that ByuN is having, which is really just getting rid of these Tempests. They are consistently being a pain in his butt right now. They're causing a lot of trouble as that Prism tries to come forward once more. Loses the High Templar, and it's kind of low as well. That Prism kind of needs to be careful itself, to be honest. You get the planetary force on the bottom side, so no 5th base for ByuN. That's a nice thing to get rid of. His man herO bullying back despite having had such a bad fight. Able to get back on the map and really stand up for himself. 12, 13 SCVs going down as the remnants down there get picked off. You can see a few Zelds turning back around. Everything else still joining back in the center. A couple Tempests want to go after those medevacs. Another storm coming down. The Vikings taking shots. The mothership trying to cloak up once again. You have this army still settling down and just going to be seeing an Observer getting picked off in the center as well. So that will go down. Observer gets picked just for the moment here. Fire Force pushing up. EMP's going down. Hits every single High Templar. I'm just going to be having the Vikings continue to chase in. That's a storm that comes down. Going to be seeing the mothership. Going to sit right there as well. One more Archon morphing in. I'm just going to be seeing the +3 armor. There's a couple of Archons coming up. The Bio and the Viking Force continue to come through. 3/3 upgrades, +3 ship weapons. All of that building in. Going to be a lot of stuff on the way through as the couple of Zelds and the Stalker stepping down this ramp. herO looking to press on forward here. The Templar drops the storm. It's going to be seeing the army pushing back and away. The Zelds on the left-hand side are going to be in pretty good numbers. It's going to be terrifying for ByuN. He does not have the units he needs to fight that, so he needs to split a little bit more off. He's looking for this fight. He's hit good EMPs throughout this game, and another one there. High Templar do not have the energy to push this back, as the mothership will be chased. The mothership will be the first thing to go down here. And now the Tempest army gets chased down as well. Tempest getting a few shots back the other side. 12 SCVs going down. EMPs dropping through. The Zelds will get cleaned up as well, as that is going to be a pickoff, as the couple of Vikings will continue to gather together. Just steps up. Another couple of EMPs come down. The Tempest will fall. Well, Stalkers and the Archons still gathering up, and herO will back away as the Bioforce turns back down to this bottom side. Rocks will take damage. And that will drop as the CC in the bottom right morphs into the Planetary Fortress, and it's herO still pressure on the map. ByuN's taking some very good fights. I'm a little bit afraid that obviously maybe he lost his bases for a little bit here. That 5th base not being online for a little while maybe could be one of the things that comes back to haunt him a little bit given time. This army of herO is chasing in once more. Tempest firing, multiple taking hits. You see the EMP coming back down onto that army. The EMPs really have been great in this game, and they've opened the door. I'll tell you what's been shutting the door back in return from herO. The Tempests, honestly, have been absolute MVPs. Without those Tempests, this would not have been anywhere near as successful of a trade. As the army comes back over to the right-hand side, we're just going to be seeing our Stalker, +3 armor, +2 air weapons coming up. I missed that turret. Taking some shots. Another tower over the side, getting picked up as well. The Vikings are going to turn. The Tempest in trouble. We have a couple more Tempest shots still firing away here as the army of ByuN wants to try and close the distance, but so far is unable to. Now going to get a step up. I do not know how low HP all those Vikings are. I really feel like that might be something we regret not fixing. You know, get a few repairs going, etc. Because right now those Vikings are super low, and how do you engage? New Vikings showing up. ByuN loses the 5th base again. On the top side of the map, he's got a bit of a drop here, but that's going to be forced back by the recall. And herO splits his army to recall there, and maybe that means we could capitalize on this force here, because that's a lot of units brought back home. It's just a few High Templar that are left with that. Would have gone a long way. +2 air weapons coming up. EMPs coming down. The Tempest and the Colossus taking shots again. Vikings will chase. The Tempest taking shots. The High Templars, the Sentry continue to be chased down. Another storm coming in toward the Vikings. Extra Zelds being walked through. Tempest and the +2 air weapons coming up as well. As the Stalkers want to take a step through the center here. So again, settling to try and keep this pressure up. herO's just always on the map. And obviously when you've got the Tempest especially, and they're able to reach so far, being on the map constantly is such a benefit to be able to play with. It's definitely been one of the major reasons he's seen so much success so far, as the Stalkers get chased back around the right side. A few Zelds charge through, Sensor Tower goes down. We run in Eva over here. As the Vikings lift back up, the SCVs come in, the orbital command has to lift off. I think ByuN's in trouble. He's going to type GG, and hero's going to take the opening game of this best. It's played already. Nope, this is our first series of the day. It would be more honest to say it like it is in the title. Okay, I will add in my title right now. First series is from replays from 2 hours ago. There you go. Are you happy? Did that change it? I literally have mentioned it multiple times. I even, like I say, I don't like doing it because it literally hurts my viewership. But you know what? If you want me to have less viewership for the sake of being good to the players, it's in the title. There you go. I hope it improves your viewing experience. Top left is herO, the Blue Protoss player. And in the bottom left, our red Terran player is ByuN. As we get into game 2 of this best of 5 series. Sublex470. Thank you so much for the 3-year resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. As we get ourselves up and rolling. Okay, we're going to finish. The barracks is coming through. As we have Last Fantasy coming up. Next, it drops down on the natural. Cybercore coming in. Just have ourselves the next continuing through. The pro will be coming across the map. Obviously, we would like to scout because we are playing a map which has those different spawn points. You don't even know where your opponent is at, so scouting really does become super important on this one because you kind of need to know where your opponent is at, otherwise things do get troublesome. If I get the Proby, I'm going to head out onto the map. Factory halfway done. And the factory coming online, the CC is building. And the Reaper will come back over the other side. The Reaper hops up, Twilight Council coming through, Stalk on the Warp Gate, continue to jump back and up. There's a couple Marines of the Cyclone come by. The Starport on the way in. Just going to be seeing our CC obviously on the high ground, just being very safe here in herO. We'll see that as well. So he knows it's an expand. What he doesn't know is if it's a factory or extra barracks behind it. So he's a little bit in the dark. You know, nothing's really being shown, so herO does not know. Like I say, like you can assume what this maybe is, but you don't know if exactly. You know, maybe it's 2 more barracks. On a weird map like this, sometimes that's the kind of thing ByuN might kind of mix up and do something like that as well. We've seen the Adept moving about. Cyclone is going to lock on. It's just going to go grab a little bit of whatever. So we see the Cyclone continue to gather up. Adept and the Stalker continuing through. Another Stalker will warp in. Just going to be seeing that coming by right now as the blink comes about. Gates coming up. Robotics facility dropping into the natural. And yeah, the medevac of ByuN. Going to go boosting up to the top side, and the Cyclone is really the power unit here. Takes a few shots, already taking hits. Obviously would like to pull back a little bit. But again, the Adept continue to come over. One's going to get there. The Adept will be killed. We got a couple of Stalkers still chasing the Marines down. Just going to have the extra couple Stalkers then try and zone the medevac out. Raven will be popping out from the starport as the barracks continues through as well, so just get that on the way. So the siege tank is going to pop. Just going to be seeing Marines. Oh, sorry, the Stalkers actually did get the medevac, and the Cyclone goes down as well. It's actually a pretty nice catch. There's a fair amount of just delaying the kind of continuation here, basically, on the side of Yeah, it kind of delays the continuation here from ByuN. It means you don't get those units back home, so less units to continue pressuring with in the future. Stalkers gather. The Observer and the Assimilator still building in. He obviously joins himself up. This time he went straight to Blink, and he will have this Blink to try and put himself in an aggressive spot right now. The Stalkers and the Prism join up. They get ready for the hop into this main base. Barrack's going to drop down onto the tech lab. Siege tank producing. The Stalkers are ready to hop in there. Back around to the center. I'm just going to jump straight into this. And in we go. The bunker is going to be holding tight for now, though. One siege tank down. Actually leaves the door open for these Stalkers to get in a little further and to try and get a little bit more done again. So in they go for a little bit of that as the aggression comes through. At the same time, on the other side of the map, it is the Raven that's found a few probes in return. So the Raven is actually getting some good damage done here. It's actually a really nice first few moments here on the counterattack from ByuN, especially because you feel pretty pinned into your base in these moments. So actually being able to kind of step out on the other side is kind of a nice deal, actually. Really goes a long way. Look. These Stalkers jumping back into the Prism and coming back over once again. So again, just settling down and making a play here for now. The Prism moves back out over to that right-hand side. High Templar get joined up on the Nexus. And we just have the Storm and the Charge still building through. Another High Templar about to be done. We just have ourselves the extra gates in production right now. The Raven gets feedbacked. And then the Stalkers get underneath it, and the Raven will get chased down. So the Raven will be hunted. And the Stalkers get pushed back as well as ByuN takes a couple of moments to stim out at that army and really try and go for this a little bit. So a big push over. If ByuN gets on the map, I mean, Storm and Charge are going to be done. Couple Ghost Academy as well, a bit of a mistake because he didn't realize he built the first one. But maybe as that finishes, he recognizes it. Maybe he can still cancel this in time and get some of the resources back. Obviously, finishing 2 would be a real shame as the Storm Drop comes in. There's going to be 7 SCVs going down. It's a big damage done by the Prism. Again, the Immortal and the Nexus coming on over. And just got the 1-1 upgrade start from herO as well. Marines want to try and catch the Prism, but there's so many ledges on this map that actually this is a good getaway. This is such a cool ledge as well because it's such a long way around on the ground. So flying here is actually an extremely safe pathway to take for an escape, and that's exactly what you end up seeing. That's actually very, very neat. Neat little getaway on that regard. Well, Prism recalls. And herO is able to get back home. Those High Templar recharge energy, and that's one less thing he has to replace here. He did finish double Ghost Academy. A little mistake from ByuN as he sits down one game. And honestly, in this game too, I don't mind his position too much. But it is getting to the point where it's scary, right? Because you're taking your 3rd base, herO's heading toward 4 bases. There's the point in the game where a lot of Terrans do start to struggle, and ByuN really stood up in this part of the game in Game 1. And really kind of is able to stand in there and, you know, get a few more kind of shots and really took a good few fights with the EMPs landing consistently. I think the biggest issue he had truly were just the Tempests. Like, the Tempest was just something in that last game that he never really found a solid answer to, even when he had, like, the units to fight them. It's so difficult because just because you have the units to fight the Tempest doesn't mean you can just run on in there and have your way with them because, well, you know, they're going to be kiting you backwards, they're going to be firing, there's going to be storms if you try and chase them too heavily. I think that really was the one thing that ByuN couldn't quite get a hold of, despite really nullifying the kind of the ground-based game from herO a lot. Very crazy. Upgrades are going to be finishing up, as you have the armor upgrade complete on the side of ByuN. Medivacs and Marauders coming on through. Just have another Medivac building up as well. A few depots in production, and the army of herO still heading down through the center of the map. Silent Stalker. Immortal Archon. wants to try and find a way in. herO looking for the attack down onto this portion of the force. A little bit of stim coming through immediately. Storm comes down. ByuN going to take some hits there. The Archon likely going to be in some trouble. A few more storms coming in again. EMP at the back is good, so we're going to remove some of the final storms. That's probably the last one we're going to be able to cut out for the moment as the army tries to engage in from two sides. Like, one high tempo. I don't know how this high tempo starts energy. I thought all the storms were spent, but he shows up. Honestly, a genuinely pretty good fight from ByuN. Those last couple of storms stopped him from just getting in there and finishing off some of those tech units, but otherwise I actually really thought that went okay for him. herO in this game, resource lost is even. Obviously, he's going up to his 5th base. ByuN just needs to get to base 4. There's going to be the major kind of hill to climb over here as ByuN. If he can get over that kind of bump in the road of just getting a 4th base, because right now he's starting to go to base 5. That's kind of where you want to make sure you have your 4th base on the way, at least, and that's what ByuN sets up for. If you can get to 4 bases, I like it for him. The problem is trading equally is not great for the Terran when the Protoss is going to, start mining everywhere. Right now, it's okay, though, because you can see that herO is not mining everywhere just yet, right? The 4th base is up, fairly fully saturated. The 5th base coming online. He's not on, like, an 85, worker economy. So for now, it's okay, but just like I say, you have to get that 4th up for this game to continue playing out in this way. A little bit of bio here. We'll catch a couple of zealots with the bottom side. Couple of zealots escape out. The army goes back over to the left side as well. We'll just have ourselves everything collected together, looking for the chance to push down between the natural and the 3rd base. Still got 2-2 upgrades finishing soon. The +2 attack completing. +2 armor halfway done. Additional round of zealots coming by as well. Army collects together. Ready to charge forward. Zealot, Archon. High Templar coming through. EMP's going down. Storm coming down. It's going to be seeing another Storm or two going down onto the bio units. The bio continues to fight here. Zealot's taking a lot of shots. Wow, that was a disastrous fight for ByuN. How did this go so wrong so quickly in this fight? I honestly, I'm just waiting to rewind the game because he just melted. It was trading fine in this game. And then just... Man, he lost so much all at once. I mean, he's down. He's actually down a lot of supply right now. Jeez. Here just spam zealots and... Defensive fight maybe could have been good enough, but instead of fighting here, he kind of wants to fight here. But if he fights here, herO doesn't fight here. herO fights here. Is kind of the checkmate situation. Like, the SimCity is set up great on this side, but he has to still protect the natural. So really, he needed more SimCity here, I suppose, is basically the way he could have saved this. Obviously, at the time this fight starts, it's probably a bit too late. It's going to be like 1 week of me being... Just kind of the week after is going to be a bit slow as well, but then we'll get back to it. Then we're going away for a few days at the end of the month, so... Yeah, lots going on. Lots going on. Alrighty, let's get back at it. So we have, in the top left, the blue Protoss player up 2-0. It is herO. What's up, bunch there? How you doing? 76 months resub. How late are you? Kinda late. I don't care. I'm not married yet. But yeah, very exciting. Plot twist, going into game 3 in a few minutes when the players needs a break. Well, actually, it's more so the case of I actually know someone can't play for a certain amount of time, so if this series goes too quickly, if this is a 3-0, we might have some downtime, so I'm not trying to rush into the games, because I would, rather have a little bit more spread out downtime than just BAM! Suddenly you're screwed, So, just taking it easy, jumping into game by game. As we do have a proxy gateway here from herO. Second gateway proxy on Persephone, trying to apply some pressure. Will the dog get a suit? No, Ellie's not getting a suit. Ellie's not coming to the wedding. She's booked in with her favorite person. She's going to visit her friend Maisie. She stays with them, and yeah, she's just someone that looks after dogs, and she has a golden retriever herself. So you can imagine Ellie just loves it. She's just like, oh my god, a friend, and they love each other. They play all the time. They just, yeah, they have the same vibe, you know. They have the same energy. So yeah, Ellie's gonna have a great time. She'd much rather be there than with us at the wedding. And honestly, Ellie also doesn't like me and Helen being close together. If we get close together, Ellie starts barking at us. So probably wasn't going to be great for the wedding day either if she was there. So no suit for Ellie, unfortunately. Still gets an SCV. The bunker is coming up. I mean, this is barracks into factory, high ground command center. This doesn't feel bad at all. I had a game yesterday when Nightmare did this against Spirit, and when it was held like this, it just felt like there was no real kind of doorway to go through or pathway to move through as Nightmare to kind of get into the next phase of the game. And when he did get into the next phase of the game, he was in such a weak spot. 2 SCVs go down. This defense being made for now. The only thing I will say is that Spirit defended this with a faster expansion. So this is being held right now because ByuN takes a later expand after factory, whereas yesterday Spirit was fast expanding. So that could be a factor. Actually lets the Adept in, which means the Marines have to move away from the front. Cyclone going to be in a moment, but we lose a Marine. The Reaper will hop up on the other side. The Stalker is there already just to push this back. ByuN Scout, no. This is his first scout of the game. He just actually had a good build against it. You've seen the Reaper take a moment or two to move on over. So you see the 2 Stalks and the Zealot hacking down on the bottom side. Marines and a Cyclone gathering up. Gateway going to be morphing in. ByuN just want to step toward everything else here. Zealot goes down. Stalk still coming over. They actually are going to be seeing those couple Marines in some trouble as the Stalk is actually absolutely just shredding through the Marines. ByuN loses a lot just moving out very early here, and it's kind of rough. herO getting a lot of value off of this, which was not really there in the first place. You know, this is not damage he's necessarily meant to get. This is just ByuN overstaying or overstepping onto the low ground and kind of getting punished for it, and that's obviously going to hurt quite significantly. As this orbital command flies across, Stalker is going to continue to chase down the Reaper back up to the top as well. It's just going to be seeing that running back the other way for a few moments. Trying to get the heck out of here for now. Reaper goes after the probes. Starts to put some damage in. We move about. Another few probes pulling in. We're going to get 1. We should be able to get 2. Misclicks the Stalker instead of the low HP probe. Missed opportunity for sure as the Cyclone of ByuN steps out onto the map. Heading to the center and looking to see what sort of mayhem it may get up to here in the near future. Cyclone heading up to the top. We do have on the bottom. The siege tank just slowly cleaning out the gateway for the moment. Just going to knock away at this. And knock that down. Queen's tank. Just going to be joining in there. The few Stalkers from herO coming in from the top side. Going to be getting to the center. Cyclone will be taking some damage. Going to be having the blink about to complete. +1 attack coming through on the engineering bay, and the pylon will be denied for the moment. Focus blinking. Couple of probes going down so far. Robobay, Nexus, and the Forge coming up as well. Stalker's just going to sit out here. Honestly, what felt like should have been a good scenario for ByuN now it really feels as though it's fallen away from him a little bit, honestly. Like I say, I kind of liked how he was set up initially. The defense was good. Just losing a few units and really giving control back over to herO a little bit is going to be a pretty sizable problem at the moment. Cycle gets after 3 probes. I mean, that's nice. Battery is going to deny any more from happening. The blink available to Cycle and goes down. Hey, ByuN stabs across the map and sees some success. The Marines want to try and get to that observer. It's just about going to be able to get away to the sides. Escaping for the moment. Stalkers gather up. Again, +1 thermal lance coming through. Charge halfway done. There's 2 extra gates coming by as well. Just going to get those on the way in. Get those brought up. And yeah, Marine Marauder medevac coming about. Stalkers going to get back towards the center. The Marine force is moving out. So we are going to go pushing out to the top side of the map. So Army is going to go pushing. Looking to get to the top here. Stalkers are going to be coming across the top side as well as the Marine and the Wood Mine go down. Now that Army is going to go right off the top. Tanks and the Bio joining together. Again, charge is going to finish soon. +1 of the thermal lance coming about as well. Thanks for the siege. You see the first siege tank there is going to go down. Target firing the Colossus. No! How do we not kill the Colossus first game? That just makes this a horrible fight for ByuN. He gets nothing out of this. He cleans up a bunch of trash, aka some zealots, and just gets nothing out of it. Like, he loses so much of his own army. How do you not kill that Colossus? The medevacs get hunted as well. GG. Ah, that was so sad.